Hello everyone, I'm Harry.
And I'm Ethan.
And today is another First Impressions. This time is actually one of my choices. It's usually Ethan's. But today is one of mine. This is Higurashi When They Cry. This is, as Ethan is seeing now, a pretty fucking violent anime. And it was originally a video game, like episodic video game, that has been made into an anime. And we're watching the sub because the dub is fucking horrible to this. The kind of point to Higurashi is there were 5 kind of like, I'll say 5 seasons. I haven't watched it all, I'm going to be honest, I kind of got bored of it. But like this first 5 episodes are brilliant. And like the whole thing is about, basically every season is a retelling of the first. And then later seasons kind of explain little things in them that make stuff happen. Okay, for example, like this first season is about Kiichi, who's our main character, slowly becoming paranoid, and until it kind of evolves into that scene you just saw there.
That was brutal, by the way. Like, what the fuck?
Oh no, trust me, this series gets so much more brutal. Little kids stabbing each other and that. There is a point to all the violence. It's not pointless.
Okay.
I haven't seen this. I can't remember. I haven't seen this in a long time, to be honest. I don't remember all of it. All I know is that the reason that all this happens and it keeps resetting, basically, is really clever, but also a bit outlandish. But to be honest, it is anime, and it is over the top violence, so you can't really expect any less than that.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't really say, "Oh, it's too over the top." It's like it's fucking anime. Like,
yeah, I love this opening, and I love the atmosphere of the show. I think if the show's got anything going for it, it's a fantastic atmosphere. Like I said, I know that the things about outlandish, but sometimes this show can be incredibly subtle in the ways it's trying to make you feel uncomfortable. And I hope you didn't do that too loudly, because the mic will pick that up. This is actually developed by Square Enix.
Is it?
Because I think the games were produced by them.
I've never heard of the games.
No, I didn't. I didn't know there were games until I looked it up.
What are they on? Like, how old is generation? Is it Xbox?
I think the DS games.
Really?
They're really adult DS games. I think they're at Japan only.
So where'd you even hear of this? Because I'm normally the person who's into anime. I've never heard of this. Where the hell did you hear of this?
Yeah, this is a bit of a weird story. Me and Ethan have a mutual friend named John. We don't really talk to anymore. Basically, he got me into Code Geass, and he got me into this. He said this is his favourite anime of all time. I don't see it, to be honest. But he also, basically, when I was talking to this guy, I was like a huge fan of Death Note. And I'm not anymore, but
I wonder.
He said to me, Code Geass is basically Death Note with mechs. So that's what kind of got me into that. I think I explained that one in the Code Geass one. But he's also said about this, he never said it was violent. He just said it was kind of like a good story. It's not a good story. He said it's got some cool stuff in it, and these first 4 episodes are good. But when you start getting into the later seasons, then it starts getting a bit batshit insane. Not in a good way.
So like, it looks. I like the animation so far. It's quite simplistic and very like the art and stuff in the background looks really, really nice actually.
I'd say clean.
Yeah.
To be honest, like this is kind of a question that I'll kind of pitch to you because I've been thinking about this a lot in terms of anime dubs. Is for Japanese, do they have a different level of like standard for like what is bad in terms of a dub? Like for me, I can't tell whether this is bad because I don't speak fluent enough. I don't have a good command of Japanese to understand if what they're saying is bad. If they're saying it in a weird way, rather.
Okay, so like when you've got like a dub, this is what I gather anyway. It's not. I'm not saying it's gospel. It's not the truth, whatever. In Japan, like they originally make the animation for the Japanese voice actors.
Yeah, I know that.
And like, with the
sometimes
voice,
they don't. Yeah, but
in some cases they don't. But like, the reason why they do that is because it fits better. Like in the dubs they've got to change the animation, change the frames and stuff to fit the voice. But I think they're more rigorous with like finding a voice actor because there's many English voice actors, but I think there's probably just as much or more Japanese voice actors than there are English.
Yeah.
There's a few superstars like Steve Bloom, Carly Bear.
I do want to say something, and I don't want to come across as saying something racist or just a bit inappropriate. What? But I find it quite hard to differentiate between different Japanese voice actors, especially male ones. I find it quite hard to differentiate them.
It's because they're looking for I don't know what you mean. Like, I don't think it's racist. It's just like
they could have all the same voice. They could have all the same voice to me, and I would never know.
It's because when you're looking at like a teenage boy, they look for like a certain type of voice.
It's probably like a woman, to be honest.
No, that's a guy. That's definitely a guy.
Well, no, I say that because, like, for example, like Goku's Japanese voice actor, it's always been female.
Yeah. Same with Naruto and
really? That explains so
much. Voice actors is female, and One Piece as well. The English and the American and English dub. So the English, American, and Japanese dub are all women. For Naruto English, I think it's a woman as well. It's like Bart Simpson kind of like range of voice as well.
Well, like you were just saying about like how they do the Japanese kind of do the animation and do it like that. Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, for years they did it the way you're saying. The Japanese would record it first and like build the animations around that. If Phantom Pain, they're doing it completely the opposite way. Do it the American voice actors first. I don't know if that's because it's apparently the Phantom Pain is going to be much more westernized compared to like something like 4, which is totally out there. And 2 and 4 totally out there. 3 is easily the most westernized out of all of them.
Yeah.
Okay, basically,
it's like Nicaragua, isn't it? Not Nicaragua. Metal Gear Solid 3. I can't.
It's in
wrong.
Afghanistan.
Metal Gear Solid 3, I said.
Yeah, it's in Afghanistan. Soviet Afghanistan.
Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah, where's that, sir? I've totally my mind.
That's what I said. Like when you said Afghanistan, I was like, I don't think so.
No, that is set in Russia.
It's No, Metal Gear Solid 3, you know when he's in like South America? Or is that Peace
No, that's
Walker?
Peace Walker.
It's Peace
Walker.
No, mind.
Nicaragua, that's like Costa Rica and Nicaragua.
Yeah.
That's like in 3 that is the Soviet jungles.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because okay, we're probably getting a bit off topic. Phantom Pain is going to be set in Afghanistan, but in more of the desert stuff.
Oh yeah.
You can tell it's very square in its character design. So like that character's now lost her nose. To be honest, if I was going to make any episode to show someone, you can tell
the chip face.
Like, there isn't a lot of violence in this first episode, and it's basically this is just made to set the characters up. Nothing creepy happens in this first episode. It's not until like 3 and 4 where you start getting to the weirder shit in the series. Okay, like I said how every series of this TV show is like a kind of a retelling. Okay, in this first series, it's kind of like just setting up the characters really and kind of giving you this kind of really kind of simple one. Right. But it's that blonde girl and Kiichi. In like another one, he forms a close bond with her, like a brother-sister bond, and she's getting abused by her uncle, and he kills her uncle.
Jesus.
Like, that's a different series, and it basically... I don't understand why, if they're retelling it with the exact same circumstances, why is stuff changed? Yeah. I don't understand that. That's something I don't really get.
I do love the way Japanese food looks so neat.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I do love it. I
find it kind of weird how that wheel in the background there is not as big. It's been CG.
It looks like 3D. Yeah, that's really weird. Like it's like what's the other anime that's got really noticeable CG?
Donkey Kong Country.
Shut up! Don't mention that piece of shit compared to this.
I think that might get uploaded before this, so if it does, everyone will know what I'm talking about.
There's really it's a good anime, but the CG doesn't clash at all. Like, sorry, it clashes a lot, and it's just really off-putting. What is it?
Is it one I've seen?
Maybe. It was from Full Metal Alchemist, I think.
Oh,
I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Brotherhood. The shot of the castle where it's all 3D. Have you not seen that?
It's not Brotherhood.
It's not Brotherhood, is it?
It's Sacred Star Milos.
That's it. Yeah.
That's really bad.
I was like, ooh.
The animation in that is really awful.
The typical anime is great, but the rest of it's like, oh, it's painful to the eyes.
It's a certain style, and I just don't understand why they did it, because it doesn't mesh well with the tone of the film, which is trying to be like this, like, I don't know, it's just, like, it's trying to be quite serious, but having that scratchy look to it it just makes it look amateur and sloppy.
Yeah.
It's kind of like 28 Days Later. Like, a lot of people 28 Days Later, people complain about the fact that even in Blu-ray that looks It looks scratchy as fuck.
Really?
Right. The reason it looks like that, people, is because it was recorded on DSLRs, which are like digital cameras, not like this is a camcorder. Oh. It looks like that on purpose as a creative choice. And you can't do anything to improve the quality on that because it wasn't recorded in 35mm or anything like that. So it can only look like that.
That was intentional, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a creative choice.
Oh, okay.
To make it look a bit grittier.
This guy seems like a... Talk about Metal Gear. It reminds me of Metal Gear where he used to take pictures of Quetzals.
Yeah. Okay, like in every series, there's always certain elements that always in every series that something always they kind of start the chain off of what's going to happen. That character gets introduced every single time, and he dies in the exact same way every single.
The photographer.
Yeah, he dies in the exact same way every single time. He claws his throat out, and he murders someone else or something like that.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, seriously. He basically says to Kiichi, "Oh, this town's a bit kind of dodgy." I'm paraphrasing a lot. He didn't really say it like that. He said, "This town's a bit kind of dodgy, and every single year there's a festival with." Actually, I will say that. Okay, I'm getting a bit. I'm rambling a bit. In this town, every single year there's a festival to pray to their kind of like death god, like don't kill us. But
Shinigami.
Actually, I think they do call it that at one point
because in Japanese it's like
yeah.
Whenever they refer to a god of death or deity of death or
it's implied that the murders that take place are because of this death god, and it's a really creepy detail is how Kiichi describes the feeling of like being watched. He says it's that footstep that you can hear whenever you take one. It's always the one you can hear behind you.
What the fuck?
That's a creepy fucking detail that I really like.
Everybody's kind of had that feeling, haven't they? When you step and you think you hear it. Are you serious?
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay.
What the hell?
I love that. That's a nice. That's a nice kind of cool way of describing this thing because it's like something everybody knows what that feeling's like. And he basically this kind of like I'm going to call it a ghost. It's what they think is happening is this death god ghost thing is like possessing them to do evil stuff and making them incredibly paranoid. The spoilers, if you're going to watch this, the reason all this is happening is because it's a subtle little background element that's built up. Is science gone wrong, basically. That's why people keep doing it. That's why time keeps resetting itself.
What the fuck?
See what I mean? That's a bit kind of silly and outlandish for something that would have been cool, like some cool like God story.
Do you know what it reminds me of a little bit?
What?
It's about like time resetting. You know, Cloud of a Chance of Meatballs. It's completely random, I know, but it's like where they have the same day every day and they keep like realising it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it just reminds me of that for some reason. But they keep having the forecast of each thing and they get really sick of like each food. They're like, can we please change it every day, you know?
Okay, like
it's
basically
really
I'll just explain in this first season, I say first season, first 5 episodes, it's more of an OVA than a series, to be honest. It kind of like the basic story is it's so hard to remember, I just haven't seen it in a while. An older kid, I want to say the blonde girl's brother. I think I'm wrong, but I want to say that it's one of the little kids.
Just say something.
One of the little kid's brothers has died the year before this, and Kiichi kind of comes and takes his place, if you know what I mean.
All right.
Guy fills up the void in their group, and he asks what happened to her brother or this older kid, and they kind of get a bit cagey about it, and they won't kind of say, oh, it's just an accident, and he starts to kind of piece together, oh, something bad's happened to him.
Oh yeah.
And he starts to kind of like get incredibly paranoid, like he carries a baseball bat around with him.
Jesus.
As protection, who was actually turns out it was this older kid's baseball bat, which makes him more kind of disconcerted because it didn't protect him at all. And
Jesus.
Then you get to the kind of like last couple of episodes, and it's kind of like he thinks that they've murdered him, and it was actually just an accident. He kills them as a paranoid reaction. It was just an accident. It was him just being paranoid.
I say there's one little thing I want to point out. You know when she does all that evil thing and she got the tiny little horns? Well, I realise I've seen that in quite a few anime, like they have like small horns or whatever. And, you know, like in the very Western world, like a devil has normally got massive horns or whatever. Well, I found out that in Japanese culture, you know, onis, if you ever heard of them.
Yeah, I know what an oni is.
Like a demon. They have tiny horns. It's like, you know, when you see...
foreshadowing!
Oh, God, what's the names of the two you know, Dragon Ball Z Abridged, where it's like, is it
Two
Goz
what?
and Mez? You know, the two
the two
camp
German
guys. They've got tiny little horns because they're actually demons.
Yeah, that's kind of.
And I saw that, I was like, there's a connection. What the fuck? Yeah, I was like, there's a connection. What the hell is happening?
It's when they get to rule 34 that's the problem.
Oh god. What the hell is that? Oh, that's super creepy.
The first season's pretty simple. It's just kind of a tale about paranoia. When you get into the later ones, it starts getting to like family relationships and family duties and stuff like that. Yeah. And Kiichi kind of gets involved in them. And I think it kind of starts to branch into the other characters a bit. Like Mion there, the girl with the green hair. You find out she has got a twin sister called Shion. Yeah. And that's probably the most interesting story out of all of them, to be honest.
Oh.
And and the violence just gets worse and worse, to be honest, as you go along the series. It's not something I'd show your parents as their first anime. Kind of put them off a bit. And I realise that of all the first impressions we've done, this is easily the most spoiler heavy. And I will put a live action thing at the beginning saying that I'm going to spoil the shit out of this series from what I've seen of it.
Oh God.
But okay, as it was described to me, the first couple of seasons are question arcs where it just raises a lot of questions, like, okay, how did this happen and all of that, and why did he do this?
It's normally with an anime, it opens as like, lay in the background, it's like, this happened, that caused this to happen, then that happened because of this happening, and this is just like,
it just raises questions and never answers them. Like at the end of this series, Kiichi kills himself in a pretty violent way, and it says, okay, how did he do that? Why did he do that? And that it never tells you until like season 6 or something like that, and then it answers it for you, which is pretty fucking strange.
Bloody hell! What the hell? This is so weird.
I do like the comedy in it. It's a nice kind of like change from the brutal murder of children.
Fucking hell! Oh no!
He's outsmarted teenage girls. Well done.
Must feel so accomplished.
She gets stabbed in the head.
Great, thanks for that.
She gets pulled apart by horses. No, I'm joking, none of that happens.
That is disgusting.
It's never quite as violent as that. It's pretty fucking violent though.
So I've got to say, I very much like... So I'm, being a big anime fan, I'm also into like Japanese culture. I do love how formal everything is.
Why?
Like, because you know how they call them kun, chan, that kind of stuff. But like, it's all very polite. It's like, you know, they say like, I don't know, Kiichi-kun.
Well, honour's
it's being like, sir.
It's all about the honour, isn't it, really?
Yeah. But it like, something really jarred me a minute ago, because I'm used to seeing like kind of respectful stuff. And then before, you know, at the picnic, I just noticed she said WTF. Like, I don't know if she actually said the letters or she actually said what the fuck.
Well, she says the word in the actual anime, but they'll abbreviate it for the sub. In case like a child's watching it. I don't know why a child would be watching it, but
like a younger person who can't read as quickly.
Yeah.
But like, but when I saw it, I was like,
they actually beat him up and he's got black eyes, like a panda.
Yeah, so it's like quite jarring. I was like, that's a Western thing. How dare you?
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
See, this he starts asking.
Panda.
See, look, he starts asking some questions about, and they keep saying like government people came to build a dam and an accident happened and all that, which is clearly bullshit.
All right.
I don't know why she says it in such a weird way though that makes him think it's bullshit. It's like, okay, that's kind of forcing the tension just a little bit.
It's some things that I've watched before. It's like they needlessly build it up. Yeah. Something like a scenario. It's like, why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense. It's like, why would you say it like that?
What the fuck are you doing?
I think it's an episode of Torchwood I saw once, right?
Of what?
Torchwood. And it's a bit really random. Yeah. It's like the only example I can think of at the moment. And they needlessly, like, there's like a lack of communication or something somewhere. I was like, that was really convenient. Like,
what was that? The Children of Earth thing?
Maybe.
I probably wasn't that, to be honest. That was perfectly written, that series.
Shut up.
No, as in just Children of Earth was amazing.
Was it Miracle Day? It might have been Miracle Day.
Miracle Day. Yeah, oh my god, that was so bad.
It might have been Miracle Day, but like...
Conveniently, lack of communication let them win.
And I was like...
I know what you're talking about. Was it the bit at the end where Rex puts all of Jack's blood in his body? And it's like, well, why didn't you just tell Jack and Gwen you'd done that?
Yeah. Yeah. That was it. Yeah,
lack of communication kind of helped them.
I was just like,
for some reason.
Why would you do that? It's like, I know it's for like to round it all off, but there must be some other way to resolve that. as opposed to, you know, like,
Yeah.
fucking about. I don't understand that. Like,
Of course, of all the places to meet in a rural Japanese town, the junkyard.
I was gonna say, where the hell in Japan is this? Like, this is supposed to be. I guess. Well, anime's not normally set in Japan.
It might not even be in Japan, to be honest.
It's like America or something, and then like the only like
Italy.
Japanese. It's
No,
Germany.
I say,
I found some rubbish. I did.
I found a bat.
I found a teapot. What the fuck? Sorry, is that a person?
No, of course it's not a person. They would be a bit more panicked if it was a person.
So what is that?
It's like, oh look, someone's been under there. I'm just gonna go get an axe.
Oh god. That by the way, that bird noise is really grating on my ear.
Oh wait, do you know what that bird noise is supposed to signal the god of death? By the way,
is it?
Whenever you hear that, something bad happens. Say that. The thing they keep talking about.
It's annoying as shit. What the fuck?
Why were they left at a dump next to the porno mags?
Oh look, a copy of Razzle.
I'm a zoo man myself.
I'm a penthouse man, you know, 80s and all that. Cradle of Filth. I love that shot, you know, when they have the shocked face.
Wide angled lens, yeah. It's mainly because of the lens.
The eyes and they make pupils really tiny.
It's mainly because of the lens. Is it
what?
The birds? Cicadas. Cicadas. Or
cicadas.
Cicadas. Is that a bird?
That's an insect.
Oh, okay, because that's the noise that's making.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it is actually, yeah. Think of it. They do this really weird chirping sound.
Okay, that was the end of the episode. What did you think?
Pretty good, actually.
I know, I basically explained fucking everything.
Yeah. So it looks pretty good. Like, the comedy's pretty much there. Like, I was, like, chuckling to myself a little. But yeah, it seems pretty interesting. Like, to leave it on that when he's reading newspapers, like, that's pretty cool, actually.
It does get a lot more interesting later on, I will say that. That first episode is surprisingly boring, and I don't remember it being that boring. Mm. But I recommend watching it if you want some stronger anime, like a bit of stronger themes and more adult stuff.
There's Cicada.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's convenient.
But they mean something about death in Japan, don't they? Something like that. Okay, anyway, I enjoyed. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I think it was pretty good.
So we'll see you next time for another one.